Welcome to Dice Junkies, and this is Random Encounters. Only the real thing. I'm here with
Q.
and I'm Xenodamus, and as always, we hope you enjoy.
But I think it's time for us to roll the dice.
Oh, it is. Let's
Get that dice cam going.
yeah, which I did not set up so we'll see where.
I'll just fondle my dice
there
for
we
a
go.
while.
All right, so
You gonna have me start us off?
Go ahead.
Give me that list, man.
I'm gonna move this mouse out of the way and mouse pad.
So there we go.
Well, I have to bring the mouse back for a second so we can pull up the list.
That big bad list of random encounters.
There we go.
All right.
Let me show the list off here. There we go.
Number 7, favorite
Number 7.
video game ending.
Ah.
Ooh, man, I
I
played
think
some good
we've
games.
talked. I think we've done one of these before.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there's a large genre of games here. You know what? I'm going to go with, because I think last time I went with RPG, so we're going to go with shooters. And I'm going to bring up the original Halo. When I was not a shooting fan when I got Halo. I mainly got it because it was like a launch game with the Xbox. That game was epic. And I mean, I enjoyed that game like crazy. But one of the things that really got me was when I finally beat that game. You go through the driving scene, you get on the ship, you're making your move, and you see this massive ring, which has just been this amazing presence. It's almost like its own character, the huge Halo ring, and the detonation and the destruction that's wrought. And I just went like, wow, I didn't know a shooter game could be epic. But this was as big an epic ending as any of the Final Fantasies or RPGs I played. And it let me know that it made me go, I'm definitely getting Halo 2. Because this series does big. And I mean, I'm not a sci-fi fan, so you can imagine why that was so incredible to me. I'm like, oh, I'm not even a sci-fi fan, but this is freaking awesome. So to me, that made me a shooter player. Every shooting game I played after that has to thank Halo as the granddaddy. It brought me into a genre I don't even like. And got me into playing shooters.
Yep. Let's see. Since you went shooter, I will also go shooter. This is a game I played, and this game was whoa. It was big controversial, but the ending I did not see coming, and it was just insane. And that was Spec Ops: The Line.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Is that the one where it's like almost like, oh, I kind of screwed up?
Yes.
That is
yes.
The one. Oh.
You find out just how horrible of a person you were this entire game.
It was like
bad.
It was like a discourse on even gamers. Because we're so programmed to just follow the game.
Yeah.
That you didn't even question. You're just like, oh, well, clearly this is what I'm supposed to do. The game wants to do this. Then later on, you're like,
but yeah, dude, the ending of that game got me, and anything that gets me like that, I've got to say that was awesome. That was definitely a maneuver I was not expecting.
It's a reverse form of epic. It's the epic fail. You were like, did I win?
Not for the light of heart, but if you haven't played Spec Ops: The Line, and you like that grittiness and craziness, check it out.
If you like getting a game going, I'm not sure if I can call what I've done a victory.
Yeah. There is no winning Spec Ops: The Line.
Well, war never changes.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
All right. Let's see here.
Let's even keep it on camera.
Boom.
12.
So let's see. 12 is a superpower highlight.
And you got to come up with our superpower.
Yeah, that is how that works, ain't it? Let's see. What's a good one? Man, I'm trying to think of which ones we've actually already done.
Time control, teleportation, clairsentience. Believe we've done super strength, but maybe no. I actually don't think we've done super strength. We've done super speed, and telekinesis, and I think we've done mind control.
Okay.
But actually enough, we haven't gone to super strength because that's an interesting discussion.
Yeah. How about this one? The kitty pride power. The
Intangibility.
yes. So intangibility. Now this to me, it's an awesome power. Especially once again, it's one of those what control level. But I mean, when you can reach into somebody and just pull out their heart.
That's why it falls to me being like, reminds me of teleportation, where it's like the physics of your power. You
Definitely,
need to learn those fast.
Oh yeah. Well, and we've discussed this with every power. You know, you go through the list. You go through the list of finding out.
Okay, but what's the first one? What's the most important first one you got to find out? I bet you're wrong. All right, I think I'm right. What do you think is the first thing you need to find out before you even go intangible, or as soon as you go intangible the first time?
Well, to me, I think the biggest thing would be to figure out the time period you have intangible, so you don't end up in the middle of something.
I disagree. I think the first power you need to find out is whether you can, like, what does that mean for when you're standing on solid ground? Because the first thing that's going to happen, depending on how your power works, is do you immediately shoot down? Because, you know how gravity works. You pull toward the center of the earth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, of course, that's also a question you're going to know the answer to immediately.
Yeah, it's something you're going to find out really quick.
Like, can you float?
You know, the other thing is, your clothes and stuff like that. You know, what kind of control of the matter around you do you have?
What's your method of movement? There we go. We'll put it like that. What is your method of movement and how much control you have over it? Second thing, like you said, is definitely how long you can stay intangible, because the third thing to find out is what happens.
if you become tangible while you were.
For example, if you reach your hand in someone's chest, do you lose a hand at the same time they die as you go?
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of variables. Once again, now
assuming you've got the full suite, though, the proper intangibility with all the sub powers. I mean, how do you get the most out of this power?
If you have the full suite, dude, you're pretty much immortal. I mean, as long as you can stay intangible, you can't be killed. You know, you are the ultimate spy. You're the ultimate. You know,
you can break into any place.
You can break into anywhere. It's a pretty awesome power, dude. Now, I mean, as far as the good goes, I mean, dude, the amount of good you can do as an intangible, just being able to get to places. I mean, think of building collapse. You can save people on the rubble without having to worry about it collapsing on them and stuff, you know, or without disturbing anything.
There's a lot of good uses for it. How do you make money off of it, though?
Rob banks.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. It's an interesting power to me. It's got a lot of versatility, especially with the full suite. It's not quite to me on the same par as maybe teleportation. But when it comes to get it out of places, there's no locked doors. But it has the same downside as teleport, which is, you got to kind of sit still to enjoy any of that. So you got to go unintangible to spend that money and live life of luxury. But as long as you're not caught off guard, you're right. Nobody can really do anything to you.
Well, I mean, your fortress of solitude doesn't even need doors, man. So you ain't got to worry about anybody coming up on you.
Oh, I guess you could live in the world's most luxurious bunker.
Yeah. But no, I mean, as far as money goes, I mean, think of the amount of treasure and hidden things you could find when you could just walk through a wall or walk through the ground.
Now I'll admit, like, sussing out, like, diamond mine.
Yeah.
Diamonds are debatable in their value. Gold and actual goods that have a real value. But yeah, you could use it to find oil. I mean, these are legit uses. You could be like, Now, after a while, it's gonna be like, hey, how much you want to sell this property for? Oh no, I'm not. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. I know you. What I got under here. Like,
Yeah.
but for about 4 or 5 purchases, you could buy like premium locations, and just go. Or like I said, I'd probably use it to go find some of those balloons,
Yeah.
go underwater, like you say, some legit. Because that's the thing. Everybody thinks of criminal activities. I'm thinking like, you can make legit money
You can
off
make
of this,
so
man.
much money off of this one, and it be legit.
Because you
I
can
mean,
go places no
not
one
to
else
mention,
can go.
not to mention the amount of people doing research and fossils, stuff like that, would just willing to hire you just so you could go in there and look at the extent of something without
Depending on your
disrupting
limit
it.
of what you can phase with you, I mean, your ability to retrieve, like you said, fossils without damaging them. Oh, you don't have to dig this out. I could literally go in here and just
There you
pull
go.
up like,
Yeah.
so, and it amazes me how the practical use factor is what people forget. They don't know how to make money off of it without going, rob banks, control people's minds. I'm like, okay, there's other options to that. I mean, heck, a person with mind control and telepathy could be the world's greatest psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And you know how much people might be willing to pay for you to fix their brain? The right people will pay you whatever the heck you want.
Definitely. So, I mean, definitely a valuable superpower to have.
No, a good one. Now, man, you raised the bar. Because all the ones I had were crappy. I was like, all right, I hope I don't roll.
Go ahead and roll one more since Damien's not here today.
I will fill in for
of
Fleece.
us. Yeah.
Like, I almost wanted to just slide off camera and then reach back on with the die. Not 20. I get to pick one.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have some fun with this. I almost want to pick one just because I'm a bad person. But we're doing good today.
Aye.
You know what? Here we're going to go with 14. I know we just put it on there, but live
14.
action of animation.
Aye.
There's a current trend going on with not just even Disney, though Disney's gotten very popular with it, live action in a lot of its animated movies, with them actually doing live actions of anime. And I mean, Disney, I guess, has done okay. I like Maleficent. I don't know if you've watched a lot of that. I don't think you're a big Disney guy.
No.
I know some people that loved Beauty and the Beast. I wasn't feeling it.
I also don't have any kids or anything, so.
Man, I just went to go see Maleficent.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
I watch animated stuff, but I honestly, I'm of the sentiment that this new wave of live action animation is a real hit or miss. I'd say less than most 50% of it's worth a dang. And
I think it also depends on the type of stuff we're talking about. I mean, you have like live action of anime, like Death Note and Ghost in a Shell, which is a lot more hit or miss than live action of stuff like cartoons.
And I mean, I'll give you that. Anime's just got a worse streak. Batter isn't even worse. A worse streak of going, we flopped this. Mm-hmm. I mean, now sometimes I think people give it a bad, like Ghost in the Shell, I think they made a good try. I really did. I don't think it was a bad attempt. But, I mean, I'm not saying it was great, but I'm saying it wasn't a bad attempt. I mean, compared to, like, the Death Note, and you're going like, no, there's a whole other level here, obviously, of performance.
Death Note had some good parts.
But, I mean, when I look at things like, for example, let's be honest, at some point we're going to probably see live action Frozen, live action Moana. I don't really think those need to be made. I kind of feel like they did good. The animation was the best way to do it. I don't think everything needs to get the live action reiteration. I think of other cartoons I like Adventure Time and Gravity Falls, and I'm like, again, I think this works better as an animated show and does not need the live action treatment. So that's one reason I put on it, is I said, I didn't know your sentiment on different stuff. You mainly watch anime live action, but have you seen a live action anime that what would you name 3 of them that you think were actually decent? I'm not even saying good, but decent.
I can't.
And they put 3 together. I know, right? And when they're bad, they go out there.
But
like Dragon Ball Evolution.
It wasn't. Honestly, though, I hate to praise Disney because they're sort of money grubbing and everything. But I mean, Disney just manages to pull off stuff that nobody else can. Yeah, because you have other companies that have tried to do what Scooby Doo live action. Um,
They tried.
So it's GI Joe live action, uh,
The He-Man movie.
He Man live action.
Masters of the Universe, to be exact,
Mhm.
is what they called that one.
But
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long, sordid history. I was trying to go with the more current stuff because they really got it bad back in the day. But you're right, Scooby-Doo isn't that old. And all of those were. But then, honestly, they were working with a material that does not translate. I got to give Disney this.
yeah.
I mean, Beauty and the Beast and
From what I
Maleficent
understand, I
weren't
have not
bad.
watched Jungle Book, but Jungle Book is one that was pretty well praised. I thought.
Disney does a pretty decent
Um,
job of it. I don't know. I kind of would rather see original stories
but
versus
Wooden Ball in the chat room threw up Jungle Book. So
yeah, Jungle Book. See, like one of the reasons I liked Maleficent is that it was at least an original story. It wasn't just like one of my biggest people get on to me because they go, Beauty and the Beast was awesome. I go, Beauty and the Beast was the freaking animated movie. Like they tried so much to keep it to it that it made me wonder why they bothered. I'm like, this is just a live action carbon copy of the movie. If you're gonna go live action, then I'd rather you actually tell a new story like they did with Maleficent and actually go like, you know what, different angle. No, I was like, oh, cool. I kind of thought that was interesting because it wasn't what I expected. A lot of the stuff that happened, I did not immediately foresee it playing out that way.
yeah,
In fact, I originally thought the movie was just them telling the bad guys version of the movie. I didn't think the bad guy would actually not be the bad guy. I just thought they were going to tell it, kind of like the one with the Wicked Witch. So they're going to be like, we're going to show you Maleficent's process of her evil machinations. But instead, it's like, you at the end of the movie, you're like, oh, not the bad guy I thought she was. Ends up kind of being the hero. That was an interesting change. But all
well,
right,
there you go.
we're gonna let Google roll one.
Yeah. Hey Google, roll me a d20.
Rolling a die with 20 faces. The result is 13.
All right, so 13 is guest that we want on the show. So recently we had Chris Kopsky on here, and we've been talking about wanting to get some more guests on the show, and of course, we're still a small show, so we're starting off small with a lot of our guests and sort of growing with them. And as we get more options for bigger guests, we'll get bigger guests. But what is a guest we want on the show? You have?
Oh, you want me to jump off?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, for me, I mean, just I can go as high as I want. I really want one of our artists we had do a performance down here that was awesome, Silas.
Mm-hmm.
We have a CD. It's awesome. I saw him in show. It was an amazing live show, and I would love to get him on.
Well, and he hits on the geek culture and stuff like that, and
lots of game references and all that.
I mean, we had Piccolo on the.
Yeah, Piccolo showed up at his concert, man.
Yes,
A lot of Naruto references, Legend of Zelda. I mean, honestly, just he's a performer who I think he's into what we're into, but he also has some really good music. Which you almost don't expect that combination, but his music was good.
Yeah, somebody I have plans of reaching out to hopefully soon, and maybe getting on the show is I need to reach out to the Rob Serro. He's an author. His books are fun, and he's fun, and so I'd love to get him on the show. Sci-fi comedy type thing. So
yeah, but make sure you get the right one.
But yeah,
the Rob
the
Serro.
Rob Serro.
No imitations. Only the original.
So that's one that I'm looking forward to hopefully getting on. That I'm gonna try reaching out to here soon. So
let's go for it, man.
We tried to get clearance of discussing who and Tech Edition on the
STD.
show.
STD.
And STD. I wasn't going to talk about that. We're getting personal here, but Star Trek Discovery podcast. But yeah, so tried to get him on today, but then he had some things come up.
And family and nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, man, it's November. You're not supposed to be thinking about family and,
I know, right?
Thanksgiving.
Who does that? Who does that? But no, we're definitely going to try to get more guests on the show and sort of bring in some different opinions and, outside of just ours and sort of liven it up a little more.
Yeah, get some folks in here who can actually, because I need somebody to argue with, and you're no fun to argue with anymore.
Well, we agree on too much stuff.
And when we don't, I'm always right. I need somebody that can give me a challenge.
Are you now?
You don't even know it. Also, you don't even know what Gravity Falls is, man. I need another weirdo who knows too much information so we can just battle it out.
Yeah, well, we have our different fields of information. Now, I start talking some tech stuff. I can.
No. I don't need to know how it works. Does it play?
Mm-hmm.
Does it play what I need it to play?
So, we have our different fields there. But as far as a lot of the things that come down to discussion, we agree on a lot of that. So, it's always fun to get some new blood in and get some different opinions. If you guys have any suggestions, anybody you'd like to see on the show, we would we'd love to try to reach out to them and see if we can get them on the show, either through Skype or if they're local to the south, we can maybe set up a meeting. But yeah, definitely would love to see more guests. So anybody have any suggestions, just let us know in the comments, and we'll take those into account.
Yep. Reach out to us. We'll bring them on for you, or at least we'll try to. And if they won't come on, we'll talk about them like a dog.
Yeah.
Who they think they are, man?
Well, that pretty much wraps up Random Encounters. This is our Twitch live show. We do this every Sunday from 3:30 to about 3:30-ish to about 5-ish. We start earlier, depending on whether or not I remember to turn the mic on.
I've been talking so long, man. It
wasn't that long. It was not that long.
I hope Wu-Dang Baller will just ride that back and just watch me sit up here.
Yeah. If you can't catch us on Twitch, we also do all of this on audio on our podcast. You can find us on any of your podcast apps, as well as iTunes and Google Play. You can find us there. So you can listen to the audio if you can't catch the whole video.
You can get sections of the video on YouTube.
Yeah, we do some of the sections, usually the perception check and the random encounters on YouTube, though they may be sporadic in order sometimes. So
is that your way of telling me that you got a little catching up to do?
Yes.
Okay. That's okay. All right. I like when you just kind of like, maybe a moment before you see this one.
Yeah.
Andy? All right.
What?
Oh, what's up, Andy?
What about Andy?
Wu-Dang Baller said Andy. I'm assuming that's his name.
No.
No. Was that the
Yeah.
guest he's asking?
Yeah, that's probably a guest idea. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we actually have a friend, Andy, who is big into a history of a lot of things, and he would actually be a really good guest. I've actually talked to him about getting him on. It's just hard to get him up here, and to get him his availability is a bit tough. But
we'll try to sort something out. New studio coming up soon. So
yeah, we're gonna December. Maybe a little crazy on some of our broadcasts because we're going to be moving some stuff around. Try to get out of this small room that is about a 6 foot by 6 foot room. We try to make it look big here on screen, but it does not necessarily.
Either one of us could reach over to our right and touch a wall.
Yeah.
Or left for you, like bonk.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this episode. Be sure to like, subscribe. And down below we have a description with all of our social media. Check that out. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, Google+. All the links are down there. You can see some behind the scenes stuff, as well as, just whenever we're posting something, we always post to those medias as well. Also, you can look over to the side here and we'll have some links to some other videos you might want to check out, as well as below you'll see the Dicejunkies icon where you can click to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.